All right, we are back. And we have slides. And let me tell you, when you have a good chunk of swack games, you are gonna get some awesome fucking slides.
All and right? You won't get this kind of coverage anywhere else.
That's very true too. But I always like to thank the SWAC for caring about how the fuck they look, right? And some of these schools out there could really hire, in my opinion, they should like take a class at some of these SWAC schools on how to market your fucking logo. And it starts right here. It starts right here. Dude, both these logos done really well. The Arkansas Pine Bluff logo, in my opinion, is maybe the best in all of college athletics. I didn't even realize the UAPB that was in the hair.
Yeah, I've previously said that. It is the best.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Alabama State's is good too. No disrespect to that one, but Arkansas Pine Bluffs is amazing. Alabama State's laying 16 and a half. I can't lay 16 and a half in a SWAC game. Even though I ate shit with Mississippi Valley State the other night, I have to go back to the well with Pine Bluff. Bama State wins by 12. I feel pretty good about that. You know what? Should we lock this?
No, because I'm on Alabama State. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Pine Bluff's in that same category as Valley State. They're better.
This was a 6-point win by Pine Bluff last time they played, buddy. Now, granted, that was Alabama last State February.
They brought back Alabama State's one of the more experienced rosters in the SWAC this year. They were a tough team to get a gauge on early, and if you beat Valley State by 31, I think you could beat Pine Bluff by 20.
Oh man, no battle. Wait, you're locking this, right?
Betting it.
Oh, okay. Give me Pine Bluff plus 16 and a half. I know they're not good, but I still think when I look, they just lost. Okay, they lost to Alabama A&M by 10, right? They lost to ULM by 16 in the Sun Belt. Now, granted, it's not a great Sun Belt team. They beat Central Arkansas by 6. You know, I just feel like they're not like, this is a big ass spread for the SWAC. I'm just going to say that, like, it's both teams are trash defensively. Yeah. Pine Bluff's worse by about 30 spots, but still it's too many points. Lock.
They're trash defensively because they've just played high majors nonstop and on the road. It's a skewed number. True.
The Mexicans, UT Rio Grande, are heading into Hammond, Louisiana to take on SE Slough. I don't fucking know. They all say you're supposed to say Slough, Dundee. Look, this is a game, and by the way, this has jumped up, I think, a half a point. I'm seeing -2 right now. The Mexicans won 5 in a row. This is kind of a puzzling line.
This is a puzzling line to me. This one, if Rio Grande was favored, they should be favored a little bit more. If they valued the
E is not silent.
Grande. Same thing. If they were to value the home court, I honestly think that Southeastern Louisiana should be favored in this game. But the Mexicans have been fucking teams up left and right this year. I'm gonna go with the Vaqueros here, but no lock. This one's no.
Oh man.
And I'm with Rob on this one. I'm with Rob on this. SLU is St. Louis. It's like calling Tennessee UT when UT's Texas.
Yeah. God damn it, you're Sela. All right, whether you like it or not. Just because you live in Hammond, Louisiana, doesn't give you the right to say this shit. Sorry, Keith. I'm on the Mexicans too. No lock because the line just the number. I don't know how they got that number. I don't get how they got that number. South Florida is heading in to the Coke Arena. The Koch brothers. They can't field a football team because they need money, but they have the Koch brothers as alum. Are you fucking kidding me? South Florida won this game by 4 a season ago. South Florida's been fucking terrible on the road. And this is why. Wichita off the bad loss. I will lay the points with the Shockers, who are 7-1 at home. 7-1. I think they win by double digits. What are you doing here?
I think South Florida is good enough to keep it within this number. I think Wichita State wins. You've convinced me a little bit on just the fact that USF hasn't had their best performances on the road. I'll take Wichita State, but I'm not gonna.
And Wichita just lost a tough one. I think they're kind of more a little bit more of a desperate spot, but yeah, I like Wichita at home. It's one of the ones that stood out. This card, I stared at this card and I was just like, what am I doing? There was like two or three that I really liked, but other than that, I was like, I ended up with like 7 plays. But
it's a tough card. I have 6, but I don't truly love any of them. And if you were to throw any of these games like on a 140 game slate like we had Saturday, not sure I'm pulling the trigger on any of them, to be honest. So
I think I would pull the trigger on 1 or 2, but I like Wichita there. Wisconsin, the Badgers are heading to Piscataway. It should be noted that Dylan Harper is a game time decision, which probably is the reason why Wisconsin's a favorite. I'm taking Rutgers at the rack, but I can't back them without knowing that information. I feel all right about Rutgers though. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I was back and forth on this one. Filling out my picks on Tally site today. I picked Wisconsin at first, just because I think they could be a tough matchup for Rutgers because Wisconsin likes to drive. They'll take their fouls. They'll get to the line. Rutgers isn't good interior. Doesn't have a good interior defense. But again, Big Ten, these tight games. I don't fade buildings, dude. I'll take the rack.
Yeah,
getting the point and a half.
That was mine. That was my angle too.
And if Harper plays, then you're getting CLV. That's the angle that you should take here.
Cash Action says that's his favorite play is right. Rutgers at the rack. You can't go against it. So I mean, like this is fringe lock territory to me. It really is. I'm not betting it. But if you told me I had to force one more, it'd probably be this one. Next up, Houston Christian heading to Nacogdoches, Texas. Take on these Lumberjacks. Stephen F. Austin's laying 9, and I'm seeing 9.5 right now.
It's coming down.
What's going up from when I made the slide? I feel like we should take Houston Christian.
I was looking at the wrong game, by the way.
I will lock up Houston Christian. Actually, I just added a new bet. Give me Houston Christian with 9.5. I did not have this planned coming in, but I like this Houston Christian team. They probably should have won the other day. Stephen F. Austin hasn't looked the part. Students, I don't think are back yet either.
No, they're back now. This is going to be the first day of class, Monday, January 6th. For a lot of schools.
It's a little too big. A little too big there.
I agree. I was looking at this game, trying to talk myself into it, just because I agree with you. The Lumberjacks haven't looked, great so far this season. They haven't really beat up any of these teams of this like lower caliber this badly to where they would cover the spread here at home so far this season.
Well, and they're offensively challenged.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk myself into Craig Doty, as I think Mac's a little bit higher on him than I am. But SFA off the loss, I could see a way where they could open this one up. I took the points, but I didn't bet this one.
Can someone
to
find
be honest,
out?
I haven't bet any of them. I'm waiting tomorrow to see a lot of the line movement on these games before I pull the trigger.
I'm just quickly checking something here. Dude, there's no students in at Stephen F. Austin.
I'm just telling you, like 85% of them, the students will be back.
Well, no, I just Googled it though. They're not back till January 20th.
That was gonna be like, I'm not even gonna kid you. That was gonna be my other guess of the other 15%, because it was the COVID year. But when I was in school, we did get 2 weeks after January 1st, after New Year's or whatever. So, but
yeah, I've had it says January 15th. I see January 20th on Google, but either way, I like it more and more because I watched that Stephen F. Austin game the other night, and there was about 12 people there. So better, yeah, let's go. That's a lock. That's a lock that I just added. McNeese is heading to Natchitoches. The fuck are these? All these wait, hold on. What was the town over here? Nacogdoches.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a C. Yeah, Nacogdoches and Natchitoches. Love this part of the world. McNeese laying 10.5.
Doches and Toches. Natchitoches and Nacogdoches.
Yeah. Either way, you're gonna need alcohol.
Buddy, saying, why doesn't Beanie bet as much anymore? They've opened me up, dude.
Oh yeah.
they've gotten me to bet actually more than I used to.
Oh yeah. I will lay it with McNeese. No bet, no wager. What are you doing here?
This is one of my bets. I'm on McNeese here. Northwestern State's 3-0 in the Southland right now. McNeese, they're 3-0 and they've murdered 3 teams. They've covered in the spread in all 3 of them. The Southeastern Louisiana game, I was very impressed by McNeese. All
right, you sold me. Let's
they've been rolling.
Sorry. Continue your point.
Good.
I just
they've been rolling through opponents so far to start the conference season. There will be times where there'll probably be some sleepy matchups. But at Northwestern State, I think that there's going to be a little bit of a crowd here because it is a football rivalry. Don't get me wrong, correct?
Yes.
And they're 3-0, so I think McNeese is going to get up for this one, and I think they win it by double digits. So McNeese.
I'm with you. Double lock. Let's go. He sold me. Bieniek, the salesman. Next up, we got Corpus Christie heading to New Orleans to take on these privateers. Corpus Christie laying 9.5. 150.5 is the over under. I'm going to lay it with Corpus Christie, but no lock here. What are you doing here?
I'm betting this one as well. I'm betting Corpus Christie. So when New Orleans has played 2 of the better teams in the conference, in my opinion, they've gotten crushed. McNeese, they lost by 25. They lost by 12 to Rio Grande. The Islanders here, I think, are one of the better teams in conference. And I think they win the battle on the glass, turnover ratio. Turnovers is where I think the matchup advantage is for Corpus Christie. So gonna go Islanders here, lock it up. I have a very chalky slate, chalky card of bets for today's show.
Yeah. So Bieniek locking up the Surfers. Let's go.
Great logo.
It is. It's fucking hilarious in Texas. This is the one that stood out to me most. This next play. NC Central's laying 3.5. I'm on this with you. Yeah, to me, Lavelle Moten just got embarrassed.
Yes.
Program got embarrassed against Coppin State. You've stayed in Baltimore. Practices had to be harder. I am loading up on Central. No way they drop both these. No way they drop both these.
This to me might be dangerous because it seems low, but this is a smash.
Yeah.
NC Central
This is my
off of that
favorite
ugly
play of the
loss
day
at
too. It
Coppin.
jumped right out to me. Let's jump in here.
Yeah.
This is a team that beat Longwood. You know what I mean? Like they're not that bad. They're not that bad.
Correct. Yeah. I was about to say the exact same thing. Road win at Longwood. They're able to do that. Morgan State and Coppin State are garbage. NC Central's a better program than losing to Coppin, dude.
Yeah, I agree, Alfred. That was the one that it jumped out to me from the start. It's probably my top play. Norfolk State is at Delaware State, and does this what? It went down a point. Oh my God, they're gonna make me do this. Delaware State's undefeated at home, but Norfolk State is fucking good, man. I think Norfolk State can be a team to look out for in the big dance if they get in. 6.5 right now, Bieniek. It stinks a little bit. State. I just think they're a lot better of a team than Delaware State. I know Delaware State's hot, but or at home they're hot. They've lost 2 straight, but I'm saying they're 5-0 at home.
Yeah.
I said this on the show the other night where they're entering like like Clark says. I think like they might win every game by like double digits in their fucking conference. I think there's a big fucking gap this year between them and the rest of the conference. Bieniek, you coming?
I dug Norfolk State, but I'm not going to play it only because this was one of the 2 lines that jumped. We were talking pre-show. 2 lines that stunk the most to me in this slate. And this was number 1 for sure. Norfolk State looks like one of the best teams in this conference, if not the head and shoulders best. Delaware State just lost a pretty high scoring game against Howard, who's typically one of the better programs too. I doubt that they're able to get up and compete against 1 and 2 in this conference. So I am laying the points, but don't feel comfortable about this one. Don't feel comfortable about many games on the slate, to be honest. But no bet.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about. I mean, I will say the line coming down is concerning. Doesn't make sense to me, but I'm all over it.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Remember that one time Hitler had Chinese food? Nicholls is in Commerce, Texas, taking on the Chinese restaurant. I love this game. Nicholls is like
logo matchup.
Yes,
like this slide matchup. It's Gestapo State against Rob Donaldson's YouTube channel.
Oh man, buddy, I'm on Nicholls. Should we bet? Should we ride with Hitler yet again?
I'm on Nicholls too. I was looking at this matchup. They lost the last game against Northwestern State, so it's not amazing that this is their 4th road game in a row. That's why I didn't pull the trigger. I don't know.
I didn't bet this. I didn't have this one circled, but I like the more I think about it as I'm talking this through and looking at some stats here, I'm just like, I feel decent about Nicholls. I feel decent about this one.
I throw especially teams like this where Commerce just played road game after road game against top teams to begin the season. That skews a lot of this. You got to wait until they're playing 5-6 games deep in conference. If you're not going to take into strength of the schedule to account, because they're 49th non-conference strength of schedule here. That's why defense specifically, they're terrible, and offense.
I'm going to stay away for right now, but if you see me bet this tomorrow, you'll know why. I think Nicholls.
This line, for what it's worth, has come down too. What do you see? 5.5 here. It's 4.5 on BetMGM right now.
Why this doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Give me Nicholls. We'll see. iDub is in Beaumont, Texas. Take it on Lamar. This is one of the ones I did have circled. iDub has won 4 straight, including a game on the money line that me and Mac were on against Stephen F. Austin. Now they head down to the what is this? Fuck. I forget the name of the stadium, but I think I was thinking of the football field.
Montaigne Center.
Yeah, I would never have gotten that correct. I will. This one, the reason why I had it circled is I think it's a fade spot for iDub. I think we go Lamar here. Now this did go up a point. This was at 3.5 when I made the slide earlier. I had to adjust the slide to 4.5. I like Lamar to get this dub. I'm gonna lock up Lamar. Really, it's a battle of pace too. You know, iDub plays slow. They're on the road. I think Lamar's style of play will win. What are you doing here?
Well, we were talking about this one pre-show as well. Games that I thought stunk. This was number 2 behind the Norfolk State game. Lamar's 3-0 in conference, and they hit the road early. They won back-to-back road games at Corpus Christi, at the Mexicans. I think those are 2 of the best 3 or 4 teams in the Southland this year. If you're going to do that and beat Rio Grande by 32 in the process, I think you're a good team. Laying 3.5 or 4.5 here against Incarnate Word was a huge red flag, in my opinion. I do like the positive line movement, but again, don't feel super inclined to bet this. I think the Lamar is the better team, and I have Lamar picked, but I'm not betting this one.
Alfred 44. I hate to break it to you. You parlayed nothing. You bet one team tonight.
This is great. This is also everybody in the YouTube chat. There's mainly one that was like, "Why isn't the show starting? Why isn't the show starting?" Did you guys hear of this game? Go ahead, Colby.
So I came in. I had made the slide for Howard and Eastern Shore, and I just didn't have the line, so I went to adjust. I took it away.
Oh,
it's not on here. Yeah. Okay. But I had made the slide for it, and then I was like, "What the fuck happened to this game? I'm not seeing it anymore." I check Howard's Twitter. Nothing is mentioned about this game, and I'm like, "What the fuck's going on here? This game just deleted. This is how you fund a war, right?" And then I tell Bieniek, I'm like, "Have you heard anything about this game? Because I don't know what the fuck's going on here." And Bieniek checks. I'm like, "I didn't check Maryland Eastern Shore's page. Maybe you should check that." And he goes and checks it. And 8 hours ago, they canceled the game. Okay, we need to have a conversation about this.
Due to expected inclement weather, how soft are we?
I understand that the HBCUs are, have been fucked over for a long time. Financially, they've been fucked over. And,
Mason says the line is up on DraftKings still.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I would search other places and I saw the game, but I just don't understand how Howard doesn't tweet out anything. I don't understand. You have your, like, me and Bieniek were having this conversation, and I was like, someone should be fired, in my opinion, because like if you're thinking about going to the fucking game, right? I know that most Howard fans probably don't travel to Eastern Shore to catch the game, even though it's not that far. But I've gone to weird college basketball games before. I like to paint a picture where if I was in Maryland, I'd be like, fuck it, let me go catch Eastern Shore and Howard. And I just don't know how you don't tweet this out if you're someone at Howard. The news had been out for like 9 hours, 8 or 9 hours, and not one fucking tweet So even if you're a fan, you're thinking, what the fuck happened to this game? It's yeah, it's a good point. No one's crossing the Key Bridge in the snow. But I just still think like if you're a fan, I just feel like you have to take it a little more seriously and at least tweet something out. You know what I mean? Like if I was in charge of a university, doesn't matter what university, even if it was D3, I would be like, tweet out that we're not going to the tweet out that the game's been rescheduled. It's just shitty in my opinion. And I like, it's shitty. Most people don't even know this game's canceled. You know what I mean? Howard's a much more prestigious brand than Maryland Eastern Shore. You know, they're hanging on to Art Shell still, but just tweet it out. Just tweet it out. No, as far as I know, Clark, well, we went live. It was, oh, you're talking about the bridge. Never mind. I don't think they fixed that either. Yeah. Anyway, so you have not parlayed anything to whoever that was in the chat. The Bay Bridge is no joke. I will say that. The Bay Bridge, if you have not been on the Bay Bridge, I can remember in high school going up to Ocean City. But like I remember like I had driven back, me and some buddies, and like a couple days later, like a fucking painter fell off the fucking thing. He was painting the Bay Bridge. That's a wrap. You know what I mean? Like that's a big ass drop.
This is the bridge that collapsed, correct?
No, that's the Key Bridge. That's the Key Bridge. But it's Bay Bridge is a legit kind of fucking. I'll put it like this: like the bridges you go on in San Francisco and stuff, they make me feel much safer than the Bay Bridge. No, I would have said that pre Key Bridge going down. Anyway, yeah, back to the slides. We don't have the that slide. Mississippi Valley State is heading to Huntsville, Alabama to take on the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. I have to bet Mississippi Valley State. This is just not possible. This is just not fucking possible. All right. I am going back to the well. I'm getting 17.5 fucking points. Give me these Delta Devils who have, in my opinion, Bieniek, if we're talking about this again, they have a top 5 logo in college athletics. That logo is fucking awesome. And shout out to this. I even like Alabama A&M's. I think Alabama A&M's logo is fine. I think it's like one of the better logo. I think it's like a top 50 logo in college athletics. But yeah, I'm locking up Mississippi Valley State. Call me crazy. I just don't believe that every game. There's no way in the conference. I mean, first off, Alabama State's a lot better than Alabama A&M. Take these Delta Devils. Come with me. No one's going to take them. This is the angle. This is when you buy in. Bieniek?
The Delta Devils lost by 45 to Tulsa.
But that logo's fire. They got that right.
No.
Whoever made the logo needs to coach their basketball team.
I've bet Mississippi Valley State twice this year. It was probably twice too many, but I've rode that
money's with
roller
me.
coaster. It's a wooden, rickety roller coaster that you have to sign papers on before you go on the ride. If it collapses and you die, it's your fault. But enjoy the ride.
This has got to be the one. This is just to stay within the number. It's got to be the one. 17.5. It's just, and look, A&M won by 23 the last time they played. But why would they set the line at 17.5 then? A lot of times all they do is look at the back of the old line and what add a point or two difference. Mississippi Valley State gets the cover here. This is it. Alabama A&M wins by 11. Let's go, Damani. Next up, we have South Carolina State laying 10.5 at Coppin State.
Lock
On South Carolina State, right? We got to fade Coppin State now. Yeah.
Coppin State off a win is an auto fade. And South Carolina State's one of the best teams.
I like South Carolina State's team. Yeah. Let's go. We are in agreement here, even though it was a 3-point game last March. You don't just walk into the physical education complex and not win by double digits. What could go wrong? Seems like everyone's on South Carolina State in the chat. Southern is at Prairie View. I will not touch this game.
This is a good game.
Yeah, this is an actual good game, but I'm not touching this one. I could build a case for both teams winning this. I think Prairie View is going to cover this. What are you doing?
So I have Prairie View as well, plus the points. I think Southern's the better basketball team. Prairie View's playing home games now. They played, it was 12 road games in a row prior to their conference home opener against Grambling, where they then beat Grambling by 17 points. I think Grambling's one of the better teams in the SWAC this year. I think that's a good W. Prairie View, I don't know if they're legit or not yet, but granted that Southern is now on their 6th straight road game here, and they are looking forward to their home opener in conference next week on Saturday. I think this is a tight game. Prairie View probably covers. This is Southern wins by 1 or 2.
I kind of agree with you. I'm just not betting this. Like I think
I'm not betting it either.
I think Prairie View stays within this number. It comes down to final possession. Grambling is heading to Houston, Texas, take on Texas Southern. Texas Southern is laying 3.5.
Who decided that Houston was south enough to be Texas Southern, by the way?
Well, it is pretty south. I think you're getting it confused. You're not that far from the fucking ocean, right? You're like what? That's not that far of a drive, right?
But I mean, shouldn't it be more middle of the state and more southern, right?
I mean, Texas gets fucked up by hurricanes. I mean, Houston gets fucked up by hurricanes. You know what I mean? Like it's right there.
Yeah. 100%. But it's not like the most southern point of Texas, in my opinion. Like northern Michigan.
Are we talking longitude,
like
latitude
all
here?
the way up? Yeah, like northern Michigan's all the way up in the Upper Peninsula. South Florida is Tampa. I
get your point, but Texas is shaped very oddly. And
shouldn't like a Corpus Christie be Texas? Southern?
Yeah. But I mean, you're still right by Corpus Christie. I don't know what they look like. What did Corpus Christie look like
south, right?
70 years ago? Yeah, I just think. I mean, but I'm just saying, in Houston, you have water there. You have water, so I get your angle. Yeah, wouldn't it be like Brownsville? How about that? Brownsville, Texas. Where's that town? I almost got worked like for a month in McAllen, Texas. I think it is. Yeah.
Couldn't Galveston be big enough city for Texas Southern? Like that's
true.
Even it's in the same area as Houston, just a little bit further south.
Yeah.
At least a half hour.
Yeah, but for a major city, I think this is the best you could do, right? For a major city.
There's like 8 schools in Houston.
But none of them are HBCUs, right?
I don't know if I'm fighting a stupid battle here, but I don't know why couldn't Rice?
If I had to guess if I had to guess, they wanted a university for themselves because of the current climate of things. Back when universities were created, they're like, "Hey, I have an idea. we're in the city of Houston. Everywhere around us is racist as fuck. Let's try to help our own. And then they're like, you know what? Let's form a university. And then we won't have to worry about all this other racist shit happening within our own university. Even though, believe it or not, it was still actually happening. I don't know about Texas Southern's case, but in some. And that was the most southern spot for a major city at the time. If I had to guess, I'm completely talking out of my ass right now, but I think I would be. I think I'm somewhere close to the truth. Or maybe I'm full of shit. One of the two.
I need Galveston Bay State to change their name to Texas Southern. If Galveston Bay State is a school,
but you got to think about this. Like back when, can someone quickly in the chat find out what year Texas Southern put together their university? That's what I'm
You're
saying.
Probably right on this.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
You're probably
Galveston,
right on that.
They probably had 0 black people in Galveston, Texas back then. And maybe even now, right? I don't know because I've never been, but I'm saying, okay. So 1947, according to Avetta,
the school's original name was Texas State for the Negroes.
I'm imagining things weren't great in Texas, and you probably stayed close to what you knew, which was, hey, these people are my people and treat me kind with respect and all this other shit. So all these other good qualities that every human being should fucking have. And then they said we should do a university here. And they did. And it was probably the most southern because I guarantee you, and like I said, I've never been to Galveston, but I'm assuming in 1947, there was probably not many black people in Galveston, if I had to guess. Once again, if anyone wants to educate me, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'll only push back just to play devil's advocate. Why does there need to be a ton of black people for a school to be named Texas Southern? It could be the whitest area in the world. They could be Texas Southern.
Yeah, but now you have trademarks and everything, right? Right?
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
No one
like
had Texas Southern.
It didn't need to be an HBCU to be named Texas Southern, though. That's
sure, but no one else had it, and they were sitting there in Houston, and it made sense. I have no idea the true story on this, but I'm just saying, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to say, hey, guess what? We're in a very southern part of Texas in Houston. Everywhere around us has been racist as fuck. We're starting our own university. We're calling ourselves Texas Southern. Fuck you.
I don't think it's as south as you could get.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't know that there's. I want to show me numbers in 1947 of black people in Galveston.
I still think it's probably 2 hours more north than the southernmost part of Texas. That's my entire point.
There's plenty. Okay, Daniel says there's plenty of blacks in Galveston, but in 1947, because a lot has changed in the world. Thank God. But yeah, I don't know about the numbers back then. But anyway, after all of this, and please enlighten me. Feel free to enlighten me if anyone is familiar, if anyone is educated on Texas Southern University, or
And that is my handicap on why Grambling covers the 3.5.
I would say this. I do think Grambling's a better basketball team this year, man. Texas Southern was the pride of this conference for a little bit there, man. I felt like they were like almost like a lock every conference tournament. They were a lock.
You're correct. That I was just about to say, they still can struggle in regular season play. They'll just be a 7 or 8 seed and make a run in March. As long as Johnny Jones is on the bench, they've got a shot in the tournament.
I do think Grambling is a better team, but Grambling looked like shit the other night. So you know what? Give me Texas Southern. I'm backing my boys. All right. I'm standing up for the slander from Bieniek. He wants all the black people in Galveston to start a university. There's probably 6 black people in Galveston in fucking 1947, and all of them were terrified of their surroundings. They're probably commuting to fucking Houston to go to school. Yeah, I'm going with my Texas Southern team. Let's go. Go Tigers. All right, Big Ten. Ohio State, Minnesota. Does this stink to you a little bit? Ohio State's playing 5.5.
No, I think Ohio State's terrible this year.
Well,
I think they're terrible. Yeah, I think they're terrible. I am betting the Buckeyes here, though.
Woo! See, I'm gonna lay it too. I'm not betting it though. After all that, you're the one betting it, and I'm not. Give me Ohio State minus 5.5. But why are you betting this? Talk me through this one.
Well, Minnesota's played 3 Big Ten games so far this season, and they lost by 18, 15, and 20 in the 3 games. So why is this 5? Well, that could maybe lean into this line stinks, but my argument is I just think the books are way off on Minnesota. Each of those 3 lines had been short, especially the ones at the barn, because the barn gets respected way too much.
Yeah, the barn has been. I like how you threw that in there. By the way, good work. Yeah, I think Ohio State's the right side, but this stinks to me. I ran my numbers. I got this at a higher spread. I got this at like 7.5. Why is it at 5.5? Don't understand it. Don't understand it. Give me the Buckeyes. No lock here. The barn is due. I've been losing my ass on the barn. All right. Fucking barn is killing me this year. Final game of the night. I need you to help me out on this one. I have not bet this yet. But everything.
What's the line at currently? Is that 16 and a half?
No, it's at 18.5 now.
It's rising. That should be all the help that you need, right?
TCU is going to score 12 points against them, right? TCU is offensively challenged.
Correct. And that's why I'm betting Houston.
Okay. When it was 16.5, I thought there was a little stink to it. I was like, well, how are they getting this number? But that's what I'm saying. 357. I'm on like that was what's
the other part of the handicap here for me was TCU was just in an absolute dogfight against Kansas State. And I just think that was mid against mid in the Big 12. Like Houston is there's just levels to this, man. Yeah. Quoting a couple of memes here. But yeah.
I'll take Houston. I should just bet it too. TCU sucks. I just feel like everyone's going to take Houston.
That hurts you to say.
Dude, it's hard to watch them play basketball this year.
You're a TCU fan.
It's fucking hard to watch them play basketball this year. To sit there and be entertained. It's challenging. But may I interest the good people out there and potentially a little Houston parlay? We talked about, black people forming a university in Houston, Texas Southern. I am just talking out of my ass here, but maybe because Houston, what year did Houston start? I have a feeling it's been around longer. I have a feeling it's been around for like 120 years. Someone let me know when Houston formed their university. If not, I'm just guessing like 1907. That's my guess. Anyway, let's do a Houston parlay. 1927. Damn, 20 years after that. See, I'm just guessing this is what happened. Shit was so bad that they were probably getting, they wanted an opportunity, and Houston, the people at Houston were like, "Fuck you," except they said much worse shit. Fuck you is like a nice thing to say. Then, yeah. What's that?
If you want an HBCU parlay, my favorite lock's NC Central tomorrow. Second is SC State. Those are the two that I feel most comfortable about on the entire card. Number 3 for me is going to be McNeese State. Those are my 3 favorite plays tomorrow.
Central is definitely my number 1, even though it does seem a little chalky right now. Number 2, I will go to. I'm going to go with Lamar.
I think it's good. It's a good pick. That line smells, but kudos to you for jumping in.
Yeah, and 3 will be the likes of Houston Christian. And you got Houston Christian. When the fuck did Houston Christian start? I feel like they're more recent.
Yeah, they've got to be newer.
Southern Houston Christian, let's go. They're gonna get it done. Let's do a Houston parlay. Fuck all this. How about this? Houston Christian, Texas Southern, and the Houston Cougars. Fuck a Texas two-step. Let's go in. Triple lock. Come on, there's not many games. Throw $20 on those three. You in? Lamar's in Beaumont, Texas, which is not far. I've been to Beaumont, Texas.
I'm on
Lamar's not far from Houston too. We can add that in there.
Pass.
No, I'm really not selling. Anyone in the chat? Anyone in the chat want to take this with me? No, everyone's a fucking coward these days.
Even Julio. All caps. He says Julio says don't do it.
What about how about this
Alfred
one?
44 says one will fuck it.
All right, how about
Mason
this one?
Mason says
then?
Mississippi Valley State money line tomorrow.
There we go, Deusa. Deusa's with me. I was gonna propose this if not. I haven't entered anything yet from a parlay point of view. But if you don't want to do the city of Houston parlay, could we do? Yeah, that's a good point, Clark. Could we do the ridiculous parlay? Arkansas Pine Bluff and Mississippi Valley State. I'm going to have the chat select and I'm going to parlay one of these.
I'm on the opposite side of both of those. 357 making a good point here about North Dakota State and football.
Oh yeah. I do love North Dakota State and football tomorrow. Money line that. What book do I use? I mean, we kind of bounce around, but
right now,
Trevor, which one should we do? The Houston City parlay or Arkansas Pine Bluff and Mississippi Valley State,
or the MEAC parlay of NC Central and SC State.
Yeah, but the NC Central South Carolina State one makes too much sense to hit. I mean, that one, I do feel good about that one. We should do that one too. But I'm asking the good people. I'm betting. I will bet. Can you keep tally of how many people are saying this? How do we figure this out? Can you do a poll? Can't you do that in this thing? No.
Yeah, but I do not know how.
All right. I'm just gonna choose the Houston parlay. The Houston parlay will be Houston Christian, the Houston Cougars, and Texas Southern. We're keeping it to 3. We are keeping it to 3. Closer. I just don't feel great about the Prairie View game. I feel better about those 3. No, Prairie View is closer than Lamar. We're keeping Lamar off the board, right?
All right.
We're just going Houston Christian, Houston Texas, or Houston the Cougars, and Texas Southern. Those are the 3.
I know
$20
Lamar. So
you do? What are we doing?
You know.
Yeah, let's go. All right, folks. Give Noah Bieniek a follow on Twitter at NoahB77_. I'm on Twitter at the Colby D, and I am here for any of the education regarding Texas Southern University, regarding Galveston, Texas, or any of those fucking cities down there that I've never been to. Educate me on this. Someone out there's got to know. DM me at the Colby D.
I'm gonna work on pulling up a video that we can go out to. It's the U.S. World Juniors hockey team. They like to sing a song. Let me pull it up. That we go out.
All right.
They won the gold medal. Bunch of college hockey players
singing a song. It can't be their school song though. It's got to be something cool. What are they singing?
Oh, it is badass. We'll stay on so I can get Colby's reaction to this. Actually, he's gonna love this.
Okay. Little League hockey. You're diving deep, buddy. I need to pass you this.
This is well known. I'm surprised you haven't heard of this. All right. This is what we should go out to.
By the way, I have heard of this, but yeah.
Okay. It is badass.
Oh, mama, don't you cry! Oh, mama, don't you cry! USA hockey is do or die. USA hockey is do or die. Put a hockey stick in my hand. Put a hockey stick in my hand. Send me off to a foreign land. Send me off to a foreign land. Carl said I'd be a star. Carl said I'd be a star. And I go very far. And I go very far. Pour Gatorade in my glass. Pour Gatorade in my glass.
USA Hockey just beat your ass. Let's go. They fucking beat that out. Yeah,
I like it. I like it. There we go. Yeah. Shout out to the United States. All right. You didn't think we had fucking hockey players, did you? All right.
Red, white, and blue.
There we go.
Yeah, one way right. He's like World Juniors huge event.
Yeah, I think I've heard of it. Have I watched it? No. I'd be lying to you. I've definitely never watched it. Unless I fell asleep and there was a game on it and it just came on after. Appreciate the chat. Appreciate you rocking with us. And don't forget the Houston parlay. So I'm going to be talking a ton of shit if that hits. Let's go. Let's have some fun. I mean, it's a week slate. So, I mean, you might as well have some fun. Let's go. Till next time, folks. This is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Rocking at first was hell without rocker. I pop up in spots, they screaming, you clockwork. I'm dilated, but fuck off, I ain't doing it. Before Weatherman dropped, they thought I might have ruined it. Elusive, I just deny rumors. Smile and give punchlines with dry humor. See what the future brings. In 03, I got on MTV. Time is bugged, that's the message I'm sending them. Sign with Slug and survive beef with Eminem. I mention different events in my sentences. It's dangerous to reminisce or remember it. Still it's evidence, check 1, 2, 1, 2. Less punches and spit what I've been through. I stayed here, got booed, but kept rapping. The same year got sued by Kurt Natman. I've lost my mind. I just had my time. My brain is insane. I know I'm out of my mind. My mind lose control. I just